What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Closing Open Wounds with your cousin Cleisha. It is testimony time in the building. It is testimony time. I have a testimony for you guys, and I'm not sure when you're going to see it because a lot of my videos are pre-recorded and they're scheduled. So you will see this when you see this. However, I just wanted to encourage someone who has some big moves in front of you. You got some big decisions that you need to make, and you're trying to be spirit led by the Lord, and you want to make the best decision, right? So let me tell you what happened to me. As you may or may not know, I have been in property management since 2013. I started as a leasing consultant, and I have worked my way up to property manager, and I've been a leasing manager. But there was a time about 3-4 years ago, and I've been doing property management for a while. And I said, God, I want a change. I don't want to be a property manager anymore. Yes, it is very decent money, but the burden of it all was just getting very, very overwhelming. Having to deal with the residents and the contractors and everyone pulling on you from the site level, and then all of demands from corporate. I said, God, I want to stay in this industry, but I want a different job. I want to be able to travel and be more behind the scenes, teach people, go and help different properties. I just wanted something different. I didn't want a job that was stationary anymore. Now, raising my kids, I needed a stationary job, obviously, because I had to go home. But as I'm getting older, and I've always loved to travel, maybe because I'm an Army brat, I want to be able to travel and see the world and do what I love to do. So I have been petitioning God for about the past 3 years. And boy, I got something to tell y'all. So this is what happened. I was a property manager at a particular property in a very, very impoverished neighborhood. Okay, most of my properties are in impoverished neighborhood, but this was definitely one of them. A lot of crime, shooting, a whole bunch of stuff. Not while I was in the office, okay, when the cat's away, the mice will play. You know what I mean? But after hours, it would be popping on my property. And I was there for almost 3 years, and I said, God, I am tired. How can I do ministry and be a mom and potentially one day be a wife? And I got all these responsibilities because being a property manager and me having discernment and in ministry 24/7, like when you are an intercessor and you're in ministry, you don't clock out. So even when I'm clocked in at work, if a resident wants to talk to me, most times it turns into a ministry session. I mean, I had to keep tissue and anointing oil on my desk because it would be like that. Being in a impoverished neighborhood, a family community, obviously there were a lot of single mothers there. There were a lot of domestic violence there. There were a lot of children, just a lot of things that you see that really, really drained me. Being an empath and feeling and having the discerning of spirits, it was pulling me, and I felt like I didn't have any grace for this ministry. Even getting on, I couldn't do videos. I just wasn't in the mind. By the time I got home, I was drained. I'm still a mom. I still have to cook sometimes. And, even if it's just for myself, and keep my house clean, and I'm doing ministry and singing, blah, 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 blah. You guys know life is busy, So I said, God, I'm tired. So my VP had moved to a different company. She said, Cleisha, I'm leaving. I'm like, oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? Why? Where are you going? So she said she was going to another company. So I'm like, all right, God bless, whatever. And she was like, look, if they got some positions, I'm gonna call you. I'm like, all right. So for a month or so, she was like, Cleisha, I got something. I'm like, no. So one day I said, you know what? I have had it. And I called her, and she told me about these two positions at her company where she was. And she said that, there was a property manager position, which you guys know I didn't want that. It was really good money. But there was also a temporary leasing manager position, 6 to 8 months, $10,000 less than the property management job. So I had to sit on that. I'm like, do I leave what I've been in for 3 years, going on 3 years? Do I take a chance and do this temporary job? and see wherever else God takes me. I took the temporary job. I put in my 2-week notice, and I'm just like, I know people are like, yo, what? Yes, I left. And it was obviously more money than I was making as well, as a property manager. So I took it, and it was such an amazing experience because I'm like, Lord, in order for me to get out of the being a property manager, I wanted to have something else on my resume. Everything is property manager. So all the calls I would get, all the jobs I would get were just being a property manager. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to deal with what I had been dealing with, all the reports and all this other stuff, the budgets and everything, dealing with my staff, maintenance, being over this department, that department, having meetings, all of that. I was tired of being a boss. I'm even thinking about relationally, like, even in my marriages, I had been tired of making the decisions, having the weight of the household on my shoulders, primarily because, my husband's, you guys heard my couch confession, so we're not even going to get into that. I'm ready to be in my soft girl era. I'm tired. So I took the job. I got the job, right? And it was fast paced and everything, but guys, I loved it. I had to build a team, and we leased up. We did lease up. So that just means we went to a property and they had a lot of vacancies. So me and my team had to fill it up really, really quickly. Right. We did well, we did the best we could, and they stopped it at exactly 6 months. I only had 2-week notice, that 2 to 3 weeks, that my assignment was ending. So I started looking on the website to see if there was anything else that I want. And they only offered me another property management job. I'm like, and it was less money than I was making at my job where I was at for 3 years. Can't do that. So I took a chance. I completed my assignment, and I took the unemployment. And of course, I had commission and everything, and I had been saving up. I had been paying my bills, so I was straight. And I said, I'll be all right. I'll find another job. It's not hard for me to get another job. Okay. I'm employable. All right. Resume looking good. Now I have this new job and experience on my resume. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm looking, and I don't see anything. I was out of work for a month, which I did need a break anyway. Of course, unemployment don't pay you hardly nothing. 60% of what you were making, but I made it work. God is good, and he's favorable to me. He love you, but I'm his favorite, right? So he was taking care of me while I was out for a month, just recuperating from all the years that I have been working steady. Okay. So I enjoyed the time off, and I'm like, look, I gotta get a job because I can't live off of this little scraps. So I come across this property management job. I'm like, back in the same impoverished neighborhood, like literally 5 minutes away from my old property. And I do the application. They call me the next day. I get interviews, and of course, your girl got the job. It's not what I wanted, but I have bills to pay. And I said, God, I trust you. I took the job, guys, and it was hell. It was absolutely the worst. The worst. I've never had to go to HR on a job. I've never had to. It was so bad. It was so much anxiety and stress. And my coworker, Miss Jackie, she is a founding member of this channel, and she will attest. There were times where, and thank God, she was a woman of God. It was the first time I ever met her, and I just fell in love with her spirit. And shout out to Miss Jackie. I love you, Miss Jackie. You're my fave. And she can attest. She will put it in the comments. There were times where we were praying and interceding before we opened that door. We would get the oil. We would rub our hands, and we would literally pray and intercede over our day. It got so bad. And I told Miss Jackie, I can't take it anymore, that I actually had to go see my doctor to put me out, like FMLA or something, because I said, this job is stressing me out, and I don't have it. Like, Lord, why am I here? Now at the job, I gained some more experience about some other different things. Every company has something different, so I did gain some knowledge, some different knowledge from that job. I'm not going to take that away, but I said, yo, doctor, take me out, coach, because this ain't it. I go to the doctor, guys, And I'm just going to say, what can I do? What are my options? I need some time off. I need to figure it out. In my mind, I need to look for another job. Okay. Because I can't take it. I don't want to quit. I want my money, all my vacation time. Y'all, we can't just walk out. We can't just quit. We're known for that. You know us. We're known for, where you keep this job and shove it up some places where they don't need to be shoved up. But I didn't want to do that because, I'm still a woman of God. And the God, if you don't get me out of here, I'm going to embarrass you. I don't want to embarrass you, Lord, because they're going to think I'm the angry black woman. I've been cool. I've been copacetic. I've been professional. Now, I have boundaries. And I have stuck up for myself, but for the most part, I've been cool. But God, I can't take this. I remember driving home, crying, called my doctor, got an appointment for, the following Monday. Go to the doctor, tell her what's going on. She's asking me these questions, and she's like, "Oh yeah. Like I'm getting all the questions right as to being in a hostile work environment or just under a lot of stress and anxiety." She takes my vitals, and guess what, guys? I got a freaking heart problem. And I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, you have an irregular heartbeat. I'm like, you know what? Yes, I've been noticing that, but I've been just living with it. So I was having these hard heart palpitations like every couple minutes. Just like sometimes it was so hard, like I would cough because I don't know, guys, it was just a lot. And, it comes from stress and anxiety. So you're like, where are you going with this story? Okay, it's testifying time. I go to my doctor. She puts me out for 4 weeks. I said, all right, Lord, I'm trusting you in this. I'm not worried. You always take care of me. Plus, I'm a tithe payer. You give seed to the sower. So, Daddy, where are we going next? Now, mind you, I've told Miss Jackie, I will tell everybody about my dream job, about how I just wanted to show up on a property, give my knowledge and wisdom, and head on back home. Be in a hotel, sightsee, see some things, and that's just my dream job. Not be stationary, just float around, And so I would be looking for a job. While I was at this horrendous job, I was looking for a job. And I came across a job, and it was like less money, y'all. And I'm just like, no. It was just one company. I'm just like, I'm not even going to be looking at y'all because y'all don't be paying nobody. Right? So I get to the job. The job that I'm in, the hectic job, that's what we're going to call it, with Miss Jackie, the hectic job, Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie introduces me to the previous property manager that was there before me. Her name is Miss Donna. Never met Miss Donna, even to this day. Lovely woman. So Donna's just like, y'all got to get the hell up out of there. They crazy. They going to drive you crazy, because Miss Donna was right before me. Obviously, Miss Jackie knew her. She was working with Miss Jackie, and then Donna left. Donna was like, look, Cleisha, mind you, I don't know Miss Jackie, but we be talking on the phone. I don't know Miss Donna, but we be talking on the phone with Miss Jackie, right? So Donna's like, Cleisha, you fill out for this job. And I'm like, Donna, the money. She was like, look, you gonna love it over here. Take it. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not all about the money. You know what I mean? She said, it's peaceful here. She was telling me about stuff. And everybody that worked for this company always told me that they had a wonderful culture. Like, they poured into their staff. They gave them adequate support, even more support, and everything like that. She said, do it. The position was for a leasing marketing specialist. Of course I can do that. I've been doing this for years, like 15 years. I've been in a game. Like, okay. So I do it. I do the application. I don't really hear nothing. Then I hear something. I get an interview, phone screening. All right, cool. We go by, then I hear from him again. I got an interview, and I got to go to the actual site. It's a corporate job, y'all. Beautiful, right on the Delaware riverfront. Like, just where I need to be at. Okay, y'all. It's just like, this is where I need to be. I'm in the interview, and the interview, I do good interviews, but y'all, the interview was, oh my God, it was amazing. We were in there for like 45 minutes. And everything. And I told that young lady, and her VP that was there, he wound up joining us and meeting him. I said, y'all, this is my dream job. I know it's less money. And she said, well, there, you get bonuses every year. You could work your way up if you choose, if we choose to, bring you on. This is my dream job. I was in there. I was like tearing up, y'all. I was like, this is where I need to be. Like, just the atmosphere. Everybody. Even the mail clerk, when she was rolling her little cart, she looked like she was floating on air, y'all. She was, hi, good morning. Like, this is where I need to be. Long story short, guys, I got the job. God is so good. I'm so excited. I start on the 18th of August. I don't know when you guys are going to see this, but I am excited. They asked me about my experience and even some of the experience I gained at the hectic job. The different programs that I learned at the hectic job that I was there for 4 months. It's used at the new job. Like, when I tell you, the moral of the story is the steps of a good man / woman are ordered by the Lord. Nothing that you have been through, no experience goes to waste. I was able to gain so much knowledge, and even in those 4 months, just different programs and systems that they use now at my new current job. And I'm so excited. I get to travel with this job. It is a corporate office job. I've always wanted a corporate office job. Like, no more site level issues and no reports, no leaky pipes and no shootings and it's a state of the art, beautiful building. And I am so excited to start off, Cleisha 2.0, where I am totally resting in my soft girl era. My kids is grown. I can travel and do what I love and make money and still bring you guys content and still be in ministry, and life just got easier. This is more than likely going to be the place I retire from. The woman that interviewed me, beautiful woman. She's a woman of God too. Come to find out, we were just chopping it up, y'all. It wasn't even like a real interview. It was just like me talking to my sister in Christ. Okay. It was so beautiful. And I'm like, I've always wanted to be here. I'm like, this is my dream job. She's like, I've been here for 20 years. She said, this is everybody's dream job. The Lord will lead you to where you're supposed to be. Okay. Don't doubt him. Trust him. I remember one of my friends saying, when I was out of work, well, technically I'm still out of work. And that's why I've been walking and walking my mile every day and eating better and exercising more, because I had 4 weeks. Like, my new job started the day after my 4 weeks that the doctor put me out. Don't tell me what God can't do. Okay. One of my friends was like, are you going to be all right financially? Look, me and God been here too many times for me to doubt him. He always saves me. He loves me. I'm like, God, you really love me. I am like spoiled brat. Cause I'm like, Daddy, this is what I want. Now the only other thing I need is my man. So to add on to the soft girl era, no stress. Don't bring me no stress now. Okay. But I wanted to encourage you guys. God is ordering your steps. If he did it for me, he's going to do it for you. Trust and believe. I love you guys. It is Sunday. Believe it or not, I got to get ready to go to church. But I just wanted to talk to you and testify of his goodness and his mercy, his kindness towards me. He loved me and he loved you too. And I love you too. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Come on, we're on our way to my 500 subscribers. I am requesting by October for my 44th birthday. Holla at your girl. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when your cousin pop up so we can chop it up. I love you. I'll see you guys in the next video.